Hello, hello, hello. I will say, it is wonderful to be back. And this is the start of something new that I would like to begin doing. My goal is to, from here on out, continue to record visual novels specifically. My goal is to stream at least one visual novel a week of some kind. We're starting strong with the Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney trilogy. I will say, in the current pipeline of stuff, I also have the Great Ace Attorney Chronicles, the Apollo Justice trilogy, Cooking Companions, Deadweight, or Dreadweight, my bad, as well as Slay the Princess. If any of those are interesting to you guys, I will say I'm not doing the other Ace Attorney games until after I finish this one, at least. Go ahead, and if you're on YouTube watching this VOD, or should I cut this down into separate parts, go ahead and leave your suggestions in the comments below on which one you want to see next. But, other than that, I think we're just gonna get right on into it. Oh, I also have AI the Somnium Files and AI the Somnium Files Nirvana Initiative. If you couldn't guess, one of those is a sequel, so starting with the first one if anyone is interested in seeing that one. But aside from those, we've got your pretty standard other options. We've got the Danganronpa series. We've got... I don't have many visual novels on my Steam, actually. Hold on. I will say most of my options I did play through GameShare. But really most things in a similar vein. If you can think of anything that you think would be interesting that is visual novel-esque, leave a comment, leave, I guess you're watching this on Twitch, you don't have a way to reach me. I should, if I had thought of it, made the Discord before doing this, so you could pop in there at present suggestions. But I'm dumb and ill-prepared. But it is what it is. Now that the rambling is out of the way, we should be able to go straight on over. I need to change the game capture. Do you want to work? Please? Hey! And we have visuals. I'm going to turn up the audio for you guys. The game should not be too loud, but this can always be changed later. I will be narrating anything that isn't voice acted. I don't know if there's anything voice acted. I know there are some cutscenes normally. For like, we discovered a corpse. I may or may not do specific voices for different characters. And if I do, there will be inconsistencies. And I just heard thunder. So, there is a solid chance that my internet goes out, and, well, this means nothing. But, let's go on in with a new game. Starting with the first one, obviously. This one has Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, Justice for All, Trials and Tribulations. Yeah. So, I think this one also has some extra content, like some extra individual, like an extra trial for each of the games. But I'm not sure. Episode 1. The First Turnabout. Play the first turnabout? Well, yeah. That is what we are here for. Damn it! Why me? I can't get caught. Not like this. I've got to find someone to pin this on. Someone like him. I'll make it look like he did it. Ah yes, random dude he saw in a hallway. August 3rd, 9:47 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby number 2. Boy, am I nervous. Right. Oh, hey, Chief. I'm glad I made it on time. Well, I have to say, Phoenix, I'm impressed. Not everyone takes on a murder trial right off the bat like this. This is a lot about you and your client as well. Thanks? Actually, it's because I owe him a favor. A favor? You mean you knew the defendant before this case? Yeah. Actually, I kind of owe my current job to him. He's one of the reasons I became an attorney. Well, that's news to me. I want to help him out any way I can. I just really want to help him. I owe him that much. It's over! My life, everything, it's all over! Is that your client screaming over there? Yeah, that's him. Death, the despair. Oh! I'm gonna do it! I'm gonna die! Sounds like he wants to die. Yeah. Nick. Hey. Hey there, Larry. Dude, I'm so guilty. Tell him I'm guilty. Give me the death sentence. I ain't afraid to die. What's wrong? Oh, it's all over. I'm finished. Finished! Can't live in a world without her. I can't. Who took her away from me, Nick? Who did this? Nick, you gotta tell me, who took my baby away? Person responsible for your girlfriend's death. Newspapers says it was you. My name is Phoenix Wright. Here's the story. My first case is a fairly simple one. A young woman was killed in her apartment. The guy they arrested was the unlucky sap dating her. Larry Butts. My best friend since grade school. School had a saying, when something smells, it's usually the butts. In the 23 years I've known him, it's usually been true. He has a knack for getting himself into trouble. One thing I can say, though, it's usually not his fault. He just has horrible luck. But I know better than anyone that he's a good guy at heart. That, and I owe him one, which is why I took the case. To clear his name. That's just what I'm gonna do. August 3rd, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 2. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Larry Butts. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The, defense is ready, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, this is your first trial. Excuse me. This is your first trial, is it not? Yes, Your Honor. I'm, a little nervous. Your conduct during this trial will decide the fate of your client. Murder is a very serious charge. For your client's sake, I hope you can control your nerves. Thank you, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, given the circumstances, I think we should have a test to ascertain your readiness. Yes, Your Honor. Oh, hands shaking, eyesight fading. The test will consist of a few simple questions. Answer them clearly and concisely. Please state the name of the defendant in this case. Larry Butts. Defendant? Well, that's Larry Butts, Your Honor. Correct. Just keep your wits about you and you'll do just fine. Next question. This is a murder trial. Tell me, what's the victim's name? Sydney Stone. The victim in this case, a model. She lived in her apartment by herself. I know this one. I read the case report cover to cover so many times. It's, wait. Oh no. No way. I forgot I'm drawing a total blank. Meanwhile, I literally just checked. Are you absolutely sure you're up to this? You don't even know the victim's name. The victim. Of course I know the victim's name. I, just forgot temporarily. I think I feel a migraine coming on. Look, the victim's name is listed in the court record. Just press tab to check it at any time. Remember to check it often. Do it for me, please. I beg you. Mr. Wright, who is the victim in this case? Sydney Stone. The victim's name is Sydney Stone. Correct. Now tell me, what was the cause of death? She died because she was hit by a blunt object. We saw that in the cutscene. Struck once by a blunt object. Correct. You answered all my questions. I see no reason why we shouldn't proceed. You seem much more relaxed, Mr. Wright. Good for you. Thank you, Your Honor. Because I don't feel relaxed. Well then, first, a question for the prosecution. Mr. Payne. Yes, Your Honor? As Mr. Wright has told us, the victim was struck with a blunt object. Would you explain to the court just what that object was? The murder weapon was this statue of the Thinker. It was found lying on the floor next to the victim. I see. The court accepts it into evidence. A statue in the shape of the Thinker. It's rather heavy. Mr. Wright. Be sure to pay attention to any evidence added during the trial. That evidence is the only ammunition you have in court. Use tab to check the court record frequently. It's going to say this like 5 times. And you know what? I appreciate it being like, hey, make sure you are checking the information. But at the same time, like, you don't need to do it every single time. Mr. I was doing so good too. I was doing so well. Mr. Payne, the prosecution, may call its first witness. The prosecution calls the defendant, Mr. Butts, to the stand. Chief, what do I do now? Pay attention. You don't want to miss any information that might help your client's case. You'll get your chance to respond to the prosecution later, so be ready. Let's just hope he doesn't say anything unfortunate. Sadly, with Larry, that will probably happen on multiple occasions. So let's take this moment before we cross-examine to check our evidence. We have our attorney's badge. No one would believe I was a defense attorney if I didn't carry this. Sydney's autopsy report. Time of death, 7:31, between 4 and 5 p.m. Cause of death, loss of blood due to blunt trauma. Statue in the shape of the Thinker. It's rather heavy. Then we have some profiles. We have Mia Fey, chief attorney at Fey & Co., my boss, and a very good defense attorney. We have the prosecution, Winston Payne. The prosecution for this case lacks presence, generally bad at getting his point across. Larry Butts, the defendant in this case, a likable guy who has been my friend since grade school. And Sydney Stone, the victim in this case, a model, lived in an apartment by herself. Dun, dun, dun. Oh no, Larry gets excited easily. This could be bad. Mr. Butts, is it not true that the victim had recently dumped you? Hey, watch it, buddy. We were great together. We were Romeo and Juliet, Cleopatra and Mark Antony. Ooh. Those are poor examples. I wasn't dumped, she just wasn't taking my phone calls or seeing me. Ever. What's it to you anyways? Mr. Butts, what you describe is generally what we mean by dumped. In fact, she had completely abandoned you and was seeing other men. She had just returned from overseas with one of them the day before the murder. What do you mean, one of them? Lies. All of it lies. I don't believe a word of it. Your Honor, the victim's passport. According to this, she was in Paris until the day before she died. The victim apparently arrived home from Paris on 7:30, the day before the murder. Indeed, she appears to have returned the day before the murder. Dude, no way. The victim was a model, but did not have a large income. It appears that she had several sugar daddies. Daddy? Sugar? Yes, older men who gave her money and gifts. She took their money and used it to support her lifestyle. Dude, we can clearly see what kind of woman this Miss Stone was. Tell me, Mr. Butts, what do you think of her now? I don't think you want him to answer that question. Larry has a way of running his mouth in all the wrong directions. Should I... Before we proceed, we have a passport. Yeah, the description we already saw. Cool. My client had no idea the victim was seeing other men. That question is irrelevant to this case. Ooh. Dude, Nick, what do you mean irrelevant? That cheating she-dog. I'm gonna die. I'm just gonna drop dead. We all know someone who's, like, overly dramatic like this, right? I will never understand how they think. And when I met her in the afterlife, I'm gonna get to the bottom of this. Meet. Not met. Whoops. Shall we continue with the trial? I believe the accused's motive is clear to everyone. Quite. This is so not looking good. Next question. You went to the victim's apartment on the day of the murder, did you not? Well, did you or did you not? Well, maybe I did, maybe I didn't. Oh, he went. What do I do? Answer honestly. Tell the truth. Yeah, I was there. I went. Order. Well, Mr. Butts? Dude, chill. She wasn't home, so I didn't see her. Your Honor, the defendant is lying. Wonderful statement, Mr. Payne. As always, he's lying. Lying? The prosecution would like to call a witness who can prove Mr. Butts is lying. Well, that simplifies matters. Who is your witness? The man who found the victim's body. Just before making the gruesome discovery, he saw the defendant fleeing the scene of the crime. Ba-ba-ba. Whatever will we do? Hello, Nimmy. How's it going? I gotta get you a shout out. Yes, I do. Go check out Nim. Nimmy make good content. I don't always get the chance to watch, but when I do, I have fun. Oh, thank you for the head pats. Oh, thank you for the hydrate. I actually have a thing of water sitting in my lap. I need to refill this soon, actually. I also have a... What is this? Cherry Dr. Pepper and Captain Morgan. You know, I'm not surprised. Hey, it's 8 a.m. for me. Credit where credit's due. Also, I'm an adult. What do I care? I'm an adult who does not have work and is sitting at home playing Phoenix Wright for you guys. I'm going to enjoy my drink. Mr. Payne, the prosecution may call its witness. Who doesn't, really? Yes, Your Honor. This is bad. On the day of the murder, my witness was selling newspapers at the victim's building. Also, let me know if the audio has issues. I've noticed watching back my VODs that sometimes my audio just, like, decreases in volume randomly. And it's really annoying. So I set a limiter and just, like, bumped the volume on it, so it should stay relatively level. Fill the bottle with water and ice. Hey, that's how it is. Right now, I stole my wife's leftover water from yesterday, day before. Though it's, I will say, there is still ice in it from 2 days ago. I don't know if you could hear that, but it's not a lot of ice, but it's ice. Please bring Mr. Frank Sawit to the stand. I forgot that all of the names in these early games are just some amount of pun. I feel that my sinuses have been just absolutely fucked the past couple days, and I don't know why. So I've just been coughing and in pain. Mr. Sawit, you sell newspaper subscriptions, is that correct? Oh yes, newspapers, yes. Mr. Sawit, you may proceed with your testimony. Please tell the court what you saw on the day of the murder. I did see that. I'm so sorry I couldn't have made it. Like, I was just busy most of the day, and then by the time I had the chance to actually tune in, you were already over, and I was like, aw. Ooh, you doing more karaoke? When will that be? If you have a set, like, day and time planned. Still setting it up. Witness testimony. Weekdays. Oh, fair enough. Yeah, most of my schedule ends up being, because my wife and father are both at work on Friday, Saturday, Sunday. I typically have free time on those days. So, but I will definitely try and make it, or at the very least have it pulled up ahead of time. Just let me know when. Fridays. Yeah. Indeed. The downside is Fridays I typically am relatively busy. Not like typically not a whole lot in the mornings and afternoons though. That's typically just in the evenings because I've got like oh I should be getting notifications from your server. You usually stream earlier. Yeah, so I should be able to make Friday. Yeah. Wonderful. Did you hear about Diet and Ghoulie getting their apartment? Wednesday through Friday. Gotcha. I am very happy for them. Um, I still need to plan a me side stream with Diet. It feels like every time he's like, yeah, I'm busy this week, but like, I should be fine next week. And then I just completely forget for like 2 weeks, 3 weeks, and then just go, hey, I forgot about this. I feel really bad for it. Yeah? Ooh, email. Utilities. Witness's account. I was going door to door, selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. I thought he must be in a hurry because he left the door half open behind him. Thinking it strange, I looked inside the apartment. When I saw her lying there, a woman, not moving, dead. I quailed in fright and found myself unable to go inside. Monsty Hunty and Achievement Hunt. Absolutely. I need to play more Wilds. I binged a shit ton of it, and then got to high rank, and then just went, yeah, I could use a break. I still pick it up on occasion and do like 1 or 2 hunts, and then just close it. Oh, definitely. I will try and remember at some point. Recently I've actually been playing a lot of like Siege, and I played some Valorant yesterday. But yeah. I'm just gonna be mostly streaming visual novels for I'm gonna try to do it at least once, maybe twice a week. HR 100 something. Jesus. I'm like HR 11. I remembered when all of my friends were like, yeah, I'm still working my way through the story, and I was just like, man, I'm here. No, I need to finish it. I locked in. Hyperfocus is a thing. But yeah, I'm gonna try to do it more often. Start streaming visual novels. So, keep an eye out. I also have my stream going on YouTube. I was able to set up multi-streaming. So, the VODs and stuff get automatically uploaded there as well. I need to set up my clips to go to like TikTok and shit, but I haven't. I'm bad at this, if you haven't noticed, but it is what it is. I thought to call the police immediately. However, the phone in our apartment wasn't working. I went to a nearby park and found a public phone. I remember the time exactly. It was 1 p.m. The man who ran was, without a doubt, the defendant sitting right over there. So we already have contradictory statements. As we know, with the autopsy report, her time of death was between 4 and 5 p.m. Definitely not 1 p.m. Larry, why didn't you tell the truth? He did. We did. And we can defend him against it. Incidentally, why wasn't the victim's... Why wasn't the phone in the victim's apartment working? Your Honor, at the time of the murder, there was a blackout in the building. Aren't phones supposed to work during a blackout? Yes, Your Honor. However, some cordless phones do not function normally. The phone that Mr. Sawit used is one of those. Your Honor, I have a record of the blackout for your perusal. Blackout record. Electricity to Miss Stone's building was out from noon to 6 p.m. on the day of the crime. Now, Mr. Wright. Yes. Yes, Your Honor. You may begin your cross-examination. Cross-examination, Your Honor? Alright, right? This is it, the real deal. What exactly am I supposed to do? Why, you expose the lies in the testimony the witness just gave. Lies? What? He was lying? Your client is innocent, right? Then the witness must have lied in his testimony. Was your client really guilty? That concept comes up later. I think it's the next game, or it's really late this game. How do I prove he's not? You hold the key. It's in the evidence, compared to the witness's testimony to the evidence at hand. There's bound to be a contradiction in there. First, find the contradictions between the court record and the witness's testimony. Then, once you've found the contradicting evidence, present it and rub it in the witness's face. Okay. Open the court record with tab, then point out contradictions in the testimony. So first things first, we gotta press the press button. I was going door to door selling subscriptions when I saw a man fleeing an apartment. I'm not gonna read all of this, but we are gonna press everything. Isn't a man leaving an apartment a common sight? I find it odd you would take note of him. I don't know, he just seemed strange, that's all. Like he was mad and frightened at the same time. Just like a criminal fleeing the scene of a crime. The defense requests that the witness refrain from conjecture. Of course, what the witness means is that the man he saw looked suspicious. So what happened next? Left the door half open. Half open, you say? Yes, the door was halfway open. I watched for a moment, but no one came to close the door. That's odd, in a big city like this, I thought. I see. What happened next? Looked inside the apartment. What gave you the idea to do that? Well, the door was half open. Isn't it only human to want to peek? We climb mountains because they're there. It's the same thing. Truer words have never been spoken. Anyone would look inside. I feel like they just confessed to a crime, but we're moving on. Why did Payne cut him off so quickly? So you looked into the apartment. What happened then? Her lying there dead. Are you sure she was dead? Well, no, I guess I wasn't, but she wasn't moving at all and there was blood everywhere. Guess that would look fatal to anyone. Very well. What happened next? I quailed in fright, unable to go inside. So you didn't touch anything in the apartment? Yeah, I mean, no, nothing. Okay, what happened next? Thought to call the police. Standard idea. You thought to call the police? Does that mean you didn't actually call them? Please listen to the rest of the testimony. You thought to call the police. Phone in her apartment wasn't working. So this immediately contradicts. He says he never even entered the apartment, yet he entered to attempt to use the phone. That's step one. The phone in her apartment wasn't working? I mean, yes. I mean, no. No, it wasn't, right? But you said you didn't go into her apartment, or did you? I can explain that. There was a cordless phone on a shelf in the entryway. I reached inside and tried using that to call. The phone wasn't working, correct? Then what happened? Went to a nearby park, found a public phone. Why use a public phone? Well, you see, I don't have a cell phone. And being in the middle of the afternoon, there was no answer in the nearby apartments. Right. What time did you call again? Time exactly was 1 p.m. 1 p.m. Are you certain? Yes, absolutely. He seems confident. 1 p.m.? Doesn't that seem strange to you? Present some evidence to contradict him. The man who ran was without a doubt the defendant sitting right over there. Yeah, I know that's the statement. She died at like 4 p.m. You absolutely 100% positive. It was him. No mistake about it. Witness says he is certain. That's all of it. There must be a contradiction in there somewhere. Examine the court record with tab if anything strikes you as being suspicious. Find the evidence that contradicts his testimony. Present it to the court. You found the body at 1 p.m. Are you sure? Yes, it was 1 p.m. for certain. Frankly, I find that hard to believe. Your statement directly contradicts the autopsy report. The autopsy notes the time of death at some time after 4 p.m. There was no body to find at 1 p.m. How do you explain this 3-hour gap? This is trivial. The witness merely forgot the time. After his testimony, I find that hard to believe. Mr. Saw it. Why are you so certain that you found the body at 1 p.m.? Gee, that's a really good question. Good job, Wright. Way to put him on the spot. That's all you have to do. Point out contradictions. Lies always beget more lies. See through one, and their whole story falls apart. Wait, I remember now. Would you care to give your testimony again? They give motherfuckers a lot of chances in this shit. Like, don't get me wrong, an amended testimony is one thing, but, like, just being like, here's the entire story over again, completely differently. We cool? Like, you see, when I found the body, I heard the time. There was a voice saying the time. It was probably coming from the television. But it was 3 hours off, wasn't it? I guess the victim must have been watching a video or a taped program. That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding. Can you spot the contradiction? It's definitely not like there was a blackout or anything. Saw it doesn't have a trustable face, so I would think he's a liar. Correct. It's almost like we saw him commit a murder. I see you heard a voice saying the time on a taped program. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Also, welcome on in, Spec. How are you doing today? Ow. You know what to do. I've got this one. So, he heard the time. Just got here, so you didn't see Diddley. Fair enough. You said heard, not saw? Yes, I heard. All I saw was the body laying there. I didn't think to look at anything else, at least of all my watch. Isn't that a little strange? You're saying you heard something, but if you were so shocked by the body, you wouldn't hear anything at all. The witness did say he heard the time. It's ludicrous to suggest he wouldn't hear anything. Except there's a reason he wouldn't hear anything. I have to agree with the prosecution. Witness, continue your testimony. A voice saying the time. Probably from the television. You sure it was television and not the radio? Well, no, it might have been the radio. Incidentally, there was no radio on the premises. There was only one large television. Right. I can't put my finger on it, but something about this seems fishy. Something about hearing the television. The witness has testified. He heard the time. 3 hours off, wasn't it? How do you explain the gap? Well, witness, can you explain this? I love that some are just like, continue listening to the testimony, please. A video. That would explain why the time was wrong. True. Right, I think the problem lies someplace else. We're agreed that you heard the time at the scene then. That's why I thought it was 1 p.m. You sure the voice you heard said 1 p.m.? I can practically hear it now. It's quite clear. Has the prosecution verified this testimony? My apologies, Your Honor. I, too, have only just learned that the witness heard the time. I'm sorry, I only remembered it now. Terribly sorry about the misunderstanding. You just watch it. Not much point pressing him on that one, was there? There was not. It was probably coming from the television. Except... there was a blackout! Da-da-da-da! Hold it right there. The prosecution said there was a blackout at the time of the discovery, and this record proves it. You couldn't have heard a television, or a video. The defense has a point. Do you have an explanation for this, Mr. Sawit? No, I find it quite puzzling myself. Quite. Ah, wait, I remember now. The court would prefer to hear an accurate testimony from the very beginning. These constant corrections are harming your credibility. That, and you seem rather distraught. My apologies, Your Honor. It must have been the shock of finding the body. Very well, Mr. Sawit. Let's hear your testimony once more. Actually, I didn't hear the time I saw it. Brother is really going back and forth looking for an answer. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Yeah, the murder weapon. The killer used it to hit the victim. Statue! Thank you, that is all. That must have been what I saw. You saw a clock. I would explain it. Defense may cross-examine the witness. Gladly. At the time I saw it. Strikes me as a very suspicious mistake. See how you'd be a little doubtful. I am really sorry. I only just remembered the table clock. There was a table clock in the apartment, wasn't there? Was there a clock at the scene? This is the first I've heard of it. Murder weapon. The murder weapon? The table clock that was used as a weapon. That's what I just said. Did you doze off in the middle of my testimony or something? Yes, something is very fishy. That must have been what I saw. Judge, the witness is a greasy weasel. Please deep fry him. Sir, we need to make sure you do not return here again. Bailiff, whack his baby. I guess it just slipped my mind. Not really sure how it happened myself. Witness says he saw the table clock. End of story. Now find the I know the contradiction! Oh, it is absolutely pouring outside. Oh no. Wait just a moment. The murder weapon wasn't a clock. It was this statue. Now, how is this supposed to be a clock? You, with your objections and your evidence, who do you think you... A fucking lawyer. A defense attorney. What do you mean, who do I think I am? Just answer the question, Mr. Sawit. Hey, I saw it there, okay? That's a clock! Your Honor, if I may. Yes, Mr. Payne? As the witness stated, the statue is indeed a clock. The neck is a switch. You just tilt it, and it says the time out loud. And no one views the fact that he says he saw it visually, like brother didn't go over and tilt the neck to hear it. Like, no! How would he know? There is no visible time! He heard it was the truth! How can he see it on this thing? Brother! As it doesn't look like a clock, I submitted it as a statue. My apologies. You see, so the murder weapon was a table clock after all. Well, Mr. Wright, it appears that the witness's testimony was correct. This is the clock. Do you have any problems with his testimony now? Yes! Your Honor, there is a gaping hole in the witness's tapedemony. Words. I think I need more alcohol. The only way he could have known the weapon was a clock was to hold it in his hands. Yet the witness testified that he never entered the apartment. Clearly a contradiction. Indeed, the witnesses knew it was a table clock because he went into the apartment and smacked the motherfucker with it. You're lying. You were inside the apartment on the day of the murder. Yeah? Prove it. Prove I went in. Brother, we already explained this. Pay attention. I'll do better than that. I can prove you were the one who killed her. You struck her with the clock, and the shock of the blow triggered the clock's voice. That was the sound you heard. I love these games. They're great. Order in the court. Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Wright. So, I do not have the chat on the screen, so to anyone watching this VOD, you will not see the message that I just saw posted into my chat by one spec that simply says, there is a gaping hole in the witness's testicles. He's gay. Wonderful as always. Thank you, spec. Intriguing. Please continue, Mr. Something about this line after making that statement. Yes, Your Honor. Mr. Saw it. The sound must have left quite an impression on you. Understandable, since the murder weapon spoke as you hit the victim. That voice was burned into your mind. That's why you were so certain about the time. What's the meaning of this? This is all baseless conjecture. Baseless? Just look at the witness's face. Grunting noises. Would the witness care to elaborate? Did you strike the victim with the clock? That day, I never. Look, the clock, I heard, no, I saw. That would be my face if I just had a toupee thrown at me. Shut up, shut up, shut up. I hate you. It was him, I tell you. I saw him. He killed her, and he should burn. Burn. Give him death. Ah, yes, truly a rational response to being accused of murder. Order in the court, I say. Your Honor, a moment, please. There isn't a shred of evidence supporting the defense's claims. Mr. Wright, Your Honor, you claim the sound of the witness heard came from the clock. Do you have any evidence? The whole case is riding on this. I had better think it through carefully. Your Honor, the sound Mr. Saw had heard was definitely this clock. A fact which is clear if you simply try sounding the clock. Your Honor, may I have the clock? I ask the court to listen very carefully. Beep. I think it's 8:25. That certainly is a strange way to announce the time. What's even stranger is the fact that it's off by approximately 3 hours. Because we entered the courtroom at 10 a.m. and it just said 8:25. That certainly is a strange way to announce the time. Well, he is the thinker, after all. So we've heard the clock. What are your conclusions, Mr. Wright? Mr. Payne, can you tell me what time it is now? It's 11:25. Ah! As you can see, this clock is exactly 3 hours slow. Except you're wrong. Precisely the discrepancy between what Mr. Saw had heard and the actual time of death. So, Mr. Saw, try to talk your way out of this one. Incoherent laughing. Damn, spacebar can't proceed dialogue. You forgot one thing. Oh, what's he gonna bring up now? While it may seem like this clock is running 3 hours slow, it proves nothing. How do you know it was running 3 hours slow on the day of the murder? If you can't prove that, you don't have a case. He's right. How am I going to prove that? I wonder. Mr. Wright, it seems you lack the critical evidence to support your claim. Yes, Your Honor. This means I cannot let you indict the witness. Indict? Indict? Unfortunately, this ends the cross-examination of Frank Sawit. I come all the way down here to testify, and look what happens. You treat me like a criminal. A criminal! They treated me like a criminal. What's about it? You lawyers are all slime. Sorry, Larry. I failed you. Wrong! We proved it wasn't him. Nothing I can do about it now. That's a lie. We technically didn't. Not so fast, Mr. Sawit. Oh yeah, we have an accomplice. I mean, Chief. Listen up, Wright. Don't throw this one away. Not like this. Think. But Chief, it's over. I can't prove the clock was slow on the day of the murder. Nobody can prove that. Well, yes. But that doesn't mean you can't still win. Try thinking out of the box. Don't waste time doubting the facts. Assume the clock was 3 hours slow and think through it. Ask yourself, why was the clock 3 hours slow? Figure out the reason and you'll have your proof. Right? Right? True. Can you think of a reason as to why the clock would be 3 hours slow? Yes. Wait. Maybe I can prove it. You must have evidence somewhere that can prove it. Find it and let them have it. Well, Mr. Wright, you say the clock was already running slow on the day of the murder. Have you found evidence to support this claim? Of course. There's a piece of evidence in the court record that can prove my claim beyond a doubt. Tough words, let's see you pull this one off. Let's see the evidence that proves why the clock was running slow. I got it. The victim had just returned home from abroad the day before the murder. They treated me like a criminal. This coming from the man who looks like he's part of the mob. Exactly. And also, don't forget, committed a homicide. Or Yakuza, since this is Japan. As we all know, the time difference between here and Paris is 9 hours. When it's 4 p.m. here, it is 1 a.m. the next day there. The clock wasn't 3 hours slow, it was 9 hours fast. The victim hadn't reset her clock since returning home. That's why the time you heard when you struck her dead in her apartment was wrong. Proof enough for you, Mr. Sawit? Or should I say, Mr. Did It? Truly the level of humor in this game. Again, incoherent grunting. Foaming at the mouth. Collapse. Order. Order, I say. Well, this case has certainly turned out differently than we all expected. Mr. Payne, your witness. He was arrested and has been taken away, Your Honor. Very well. Mr. Wright. Yes, Your Honor. I have to say, I'm impressed. I don't think I've ever seen someone complete a defense so quickly and find the true culprit at the same time. Thank you, Your Honor. At this point, this is only a formality, but this court finds the defendant, Mr. Larry Butts, not guilty. Guilty gear. Strive. And with that, this court is adjourned. Turns out that Frank Sawit was a common burglar. posed as a newspaper salesman to check and see when people were out of the house. That day, when Larry went to her apartment, the victim wasn't home. After he left, Mr. Sawit let himself in to do his dirty work. While he was searching her place, the victim returned. Flustered, Mr. Sawit grabbed the nearest blunt object he could find. Schmack. Larry kind of looks like he could be a Guilty Gear character. I'd believe that's the crossover we need. Fuck Cyberpunk Edge Runners. We need Phoenix Wright, Ace Attorney. I can't believe we won. Right, good job in there. Congratulations. Thanks, Chief. I owe it all to you. Not at all, not at all. You fought your own battles in there. I'm trying to adjust my microphone to be in a decent spot so I can read chat and not have it in the way. Because me over here making things complicated. Let me just move my chat to the left side of the screen instead of the right side of the screen. You know, like a relatively logical person. Sorry, I was adjusting my OBS shit. It's been a while since I've seen a trial end on such a satisfying note. I've never seen the Chief looking this happy. She's this glad. I imagine how Larry must feel. My life is over. Larry, you're supposed to be happy. What's wrong now? Nick, don't worry about me. I'll be dead and gone soon. Brother, no! Good. Wait, no! I mean bad. Bad, 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 bad. Larry, you're innocent. This case is closed. But my Sydney Windy's gone, man. Gone forever. Larry, she was a... Nah, never mind. Congratulations, Harry. Harry? Yeah, you. I can practically see the headlines now. Harry Butts, innocent. Thanks, I really owe you one. I won't forget this, ever. Let's celebrate. Dinner? Movie? My treat? Oh no, I couldn't. Hey, I was the one who got you off the hook. Oh hey. Here, take this. It's a present. A present for me? Wait, wasn't this the evidence that... Actually, I made it for her. I made one for her and one for me. Really? You made this? Thank you. I'll keep it as a memento. Yo, Nick, did you believe it? I was so into that chick. And she was just playing me for a fool. Don't that make you just want to cry? Larry, are you so sure? Excuse me? Excuse me. I think she thought quite a lot of you in her own way. Nah, you don't gotta sympathize with me. It's okay. Oh, I'm not just sympathizing, really. Isn't that right? Don't you have something to show your friend? Something that proves how she felt about him. Oh? Oh yeah, right. What the heck is she talking about? Statue. Larry is a goof. He is. He big goof energy. Big you energy, actually, Spag. Hold on. Check this out, Larry. Proof positive you weren't just some chump to her. What about that clock? This is the clock you made for her, Larry. She took it with her when she traveled. Whatever, she probably just needed a clock, that's all. You think so? It's a pretty heavy clock to take traveling. Well, make of it what you will. Hey, Nick. I'm glad I asked you to be my lawyer. Just a normal conversation. Take that! Real. Really, I am. Thanks. Hope that made him feel a little better. Okay, we have reached the point of the storm outside just being like, hey, it is absolutely pouring, to nothing, to pouring. Just as it goes, I guess. Objection! I hope you see the important. I hope you see the importance of evidence now. Also, hopefully you realize things change depending on how you look at them. People, too. We never really know if our clients are guilty or innocent. All we can do is believe in them. And in order to believe in them, you have to believe in yourself. Right? Listen, learn, grow strong. This definitely doesn't look like a death flag. Never let go of what you believe in. Never. Well, I think our work here is done. Shall we be off? Yeah, I guess so. Say, how about dinner? On me. We'll drink a toast to innocent butts. I need more alcohol for this, I think. Yeah. Oh, speaking of Harry, you were saying part of why you became a lawyer was because of him. Believe in the me that believes in the you that believes in them. Yeah, basically. That is in fact what this game is. Yeah, part at least. You have to tell me more about it sometime. Maybe over drinks? And so, my first trial came to a close. Damn it. Larry slapped me on the back, said, "Gee, Nick, it's good to have friends. But I'm pretty sure he's not gonna pay us, unless you count the clock he gave me." I didn't know it then. That clock was soon going to be at the center of another incident. My promise to tell the chief about me and Larry would be one promise that I wouldn't be able to keep. On this very dramatic note, I think I go refill my water and let you guys stew with this on screen for a moment. I will be back in but a moment. I believe you guys have stewed for long enough about someone getting clocked. Or the potential for someone to get clocked. Ace and Larry are getting married. What the fuck? You know what? In addition to refilling my water, you guys are gonna have to wait a little longer for me to refill my alcohol as well. I'll be back in a moment. We are back with booze. I'll be waiting, listening to that objection funk. I forgot ice for my drink. I am upset, but it is fine. And by that I mean I'm grabbing 2 ice cubes and throwing my can away. Okay, I'm officially back. I hope you guys enjoyed seeing the ADHD at work of me. Go get thing. Forget things. Come back. Realize I forgot said thing. Go out. Forget thing. The end. I could have left you guys on this screen, but that's too simple. Turnabout Sisters, a brand new episode has been added. Save your progress? See? I really hope that my power does not go out. Hello, this is Maya. Hey Maya, it's me. Mia, what's up? You haven't called in a while. Sorry, I've been so busy. How have you been? Well, lonely, and it's all your fault. Nah, I'm just teasing. I've been great. I'm finally getting used to having my own place. That's good to hear. Actually, I'm calling because I have a favor to ask. I know, you want me to hold evidence for you. Sharp as always. There's a lot of buzz about the upcoming trial. I just don't feel safe keeping the evidence here. I gotcha, so what is it this time? It's a clock. A clock? Yeah, it's made to look like the statue, the thinker, and it tells you the time. Thought you might like it. You always liked toys. Hey, I'm not a little girl anymore, sis. Now. You know I'm only teasing. Jesus. It is absolutely coming down. I'd turn about some sisters. I mean, ass? That is a wild statement there, Spec. I should probably tell you, the clock isn't talking right now. It's not working? That's lame. Had to take out the clockwork, sorry. Put some papers inside instead. Ah, I hate that I can't use spacebar, so if I'm like fucking scratching my ear, i.e. what I was just doing, I can't just press spacebar with the other hand. Papers? Is that the evidence then? Well, there's a possibility it might turn out that way, yes. Can you come by the office tonight? Say 9 o'clock to pick it up? I'll be in a pre-trial meeting until then. Okay, sis, but I expect dinner. Something good. Like, burgers! I really go for a good burger. I, too, like burger. Me want Borgar. I have ground beef in there. I could go make Borgar. Okay. We'll hit the usual joint. Alright, it's a deal. Okay, sis. See you soon. Yep. I'll be waiting, Maya. Conversation recorded. September 5th. 9:27 a.m. September 5th, 8:57. Fay & Co. Law Offices. Now, Miss Fay, I'll take what's mine. The papers. I'm sorry, but I can't give you what I don't have. Miss Fay, you're a poor liar. Why, I see it right over there. That must be the thinker that swallowed those papers. How could you know? Oh, you're not cogniferous of my background? Gathering information is my business, you see. I should have been more careful. Oh, my dear Maya, or dear Miss Fay. I'm so very sorry, but I'm afraid I must ask you for one more thing. Your eternal silence. Farewell, Miss Fay. Whack. The invention of the hamburger soloed the culinary world. September 5th, 9:08 p.m. Fay & Co. Law Offices. Oh, I'm late. Huh? That's strange. Guess the chief left without me. She said her sister was coming over, so we should all go out for dinner. What's that smell? Blood? Mia, maybe she's in her office. Yeah, I cannot examine here. Simply move. Hi. That smell. Blood. Sis. Someone's there. Chief? Chief! 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 Who are you? Quick claw on my chair. Who are you? Collapses. Strange girl dropped out cold. I left her laying on the sofa. I went back to the chief where she lay under the window. Cat has been acquired. Acquired. No way. Miss Fay got whacked by the cotton candy man. Acquired. Yeah, I did say acquired. You are clawing me. Please stop. Please get comfy. Comfy? Comfy. Okay. There you go. Thank you. Cat has been acquired. No, you cannot have that. Her body was still warm. I could feel it when I held her shoulder. Then all too quickly, it began to fade. Till finally, she was cold. Da da da! Acquired and comfy, indeed. Chief. Some shards of glass are scattered on the floor. Seem to be the remains of a glass light stand? Chief's chair. Simple, functional design. Pretty comfortable to sit in, too. Pretty comfy. It's encrusted with dried blood. How ironic that this became the murder weapon. Again. There's a large building right across from the office. The Gatewater Hotel. Luxurious place. That just leaves the body. Necklace. Isn't that important later? The, like, necklace. I can't remember. Seeing her like this. It's hard seeing her like this. Bleh. But if there's any clues here, she was struck on the head with a blunt object. Probably died instantly. The thinker laying next to her must have been the murder weapon. There's some glass shards near the chief's body. Must be pieces of the glass light stand lying broken in the back of the room. Nothing else that seems like clue. I love watching it phase into existence, by the way. Huh. A piece of paper. Must have fallen from Mia's hand. What could it be? Why does it not say there's more to see here? It's painful to look, but I have to for Mia's sake. Hit by a blunt object, probably died instantly. A word within blood. Written in blood. On this scrap of paper. Maya. Did Mia write this? This piece of paper is a receipt from a department store dated yesterday. I think that's enough snooping around for now. Better call the police. Find out what that girl was doing here. Right, I'd better call the police. Oh, ya baby. I don't know if you guys could hear the cat. That's funny. A few of the screws on the receiver are missing. Looks like someone was halfway through taking it apart. Police, please, come quick. What was that? Someone screaming from outside the window? She's staring right at me. She's holding a phone in her hand. Surprisingly, the chief was never good with machines. But all she used the PC for was emails. She picked up this ancient model at some garage sale for practically nothing. Oh, guys, looks like that's all. Painted graphic effects of a note written in blood appear. Wait, hold on, what's this? Yeah, that happens. Perfectly normal office desk. Very peculiar policy about office decor. It's been big on stuff the clients use, but keep your own stuff simple. Banco ledger book. Everything is written in the chief's ultra neat handwriting. Small office, but it makes a good bit of money. Chief's important documents are packed here. It's where she filed her case records. Phone receiver is missing a few screws. Better not use it. Oh, I feel like if you are, like, running a business that, like, has people coming in, like, that's a great, like, thing to do. Large building right across the office. I'm missing something. Oh. The girl just now, where'd she go? I put her right there on the sofa. Oh, she didn't run on me. Yeah, don't scare me like that. Excuse me, but who are you? It's okay, I work here. Maya. Maya Fey. Maya Fey? Maya. So Mia was writing this girl's name. Maybe I should show her the receipt. Never thought there'd be use for evidence outside the courtroom. What happened? Seems to be in shock. I wouldn't want to disturb her, but I have to know. Excuse me, can you tell me what happened? I came in, the room was dark, and Sis... So she was already dead. Even the chief. So you're the chief's sister? I'm her younger sister. So you were here visiting. This late at night? Yeah, she said she wanted me to keep a piece of evidence for her. Evidence? Yeah, it was that clock. It was the thinker. Shelves without feeling insignificant. Reception desk, I usually sit here. Small writing desk cluttered with office supplies. Door to the chief's office. Large painting, you'd call this modern art. The other hand, I'd call it a mistake. If it was for clients, leather, real luxury model. I believe that is everything. Before Maya died, she wrote a message with her own blood. She wrote it on the back of this receipt. That's my name. Why? Why would she write my name? Please, calm down. Why would she write my name? Now I've done it. Wee woo, wee woo, wee woo. Huh? The police! Sounds like they're coming this way. Freeze! Police! Detective Gumshoe. Alright, I'm Detective Dick Gumshoe, see? Gumshoe. What an odd name. We received a report from the building across the way, see? Got a person saying they saw a murder. Must have been that woman I saw. Anyway, I don't want either of you moving 1 inch, okay? Great, just great. The look on Maya's face is goofy. Yeah, that happens a lot. Wait, she wouldn't have... Whoa! Excuse me. This word Maya here mean anything to you? That's my name. What? The victim drew this here. Note in her own blood. See? See? With her dying breath, she wrote down the killer's name. Killer? I'm not Case closed. You're coming down to the precinct, ma'am. What? Mia's young sister, Maya. Bleh. Mia's young sister, Maya, was arrested on the spot. I was taken for questioning and didn't get out until the next morning. My eyes were heavy, but I couldn't sleep. I sat around waiting for visiting hours to begin at the detention center. I had to talk to Maya as soon as possible. September 6th, 9:07 a.m. Detention center, visitor's room. We are going to be here a lot. Wow, they have poor Maya locked up like a criminal. Oh, it's you, the lawyer. Good morning. Good morning. You look so tired. Are you going to be my attorney? Well, that's what I wanted to talk to you about. Not a chance. Of course I will. First things first, I better get her cheered up. Yeah, of course I will. Cheer up. Mayonnaise. What the fuck? Oh, did I say the wrong thing? She looks at her now. What's wrong? You don't think I can do it? No, no one could. Who would believe me? Even you, when you found me in the office, you looked at me like I had done it. Did I look at her like that? No, I never thought. It's okay, I understand. I've also heard about you. Heard? Heard what about me? I was talking to my sister on the phone the other day. Today was my junior partner's first time in court. Wow, really? How'd that go? It's quite the scene. Honestly, I was on edge the whole time. It's been a while. So he crashed and burned? He's a genius. One of those strike fear into the hearts of evil types. The only thing he's lacking is experience. Sounds like it was fun. Well, now who to go to if I ever get in trouble now? I don't know, Maya. I think you might want to wait. Give him 3 more years. That is, unless you want to be found guilty. Damn. This motherfucker really said, hey, give it time. He'll find you guilty. Yeah, who would believe you? Not me. The man who just got a chance, just got a talking. Just got a talking to from your sister to believe in my clients? Is that what you're trying to say? Because I'll be honest, you lost the mark for me on that one. Keeping it like 10,000 with you, man. Yeah, basically. Okay. Just making sure. That's what she said. I'm sorry. Didn't mean to insult you. No, it's okay. It's true, I guess. But at the same time, I can't just sit by and watch. When I think of the person who did this to Mia. I know. Examine! Camera. Camera. Smile for the camera. This guard monitors the visitor's room. Hasn't moved an inch. Real pro, this guy. I think that's literally the only things I can examine here. There's something I've been wanting to ask you. Yeah? What's with the outfit? Oh, this? This is what all acolytes wear. It's like my uniform, you could say. This lady unironically looked at a lawyer and used the term acolyte. My first thought would be cult. I'll be real with you. Like, keeping it 10 million%. Like, acolytes? Like people in religious training? What is it you do? Oh, it's nothing strange, really. That is a lie. I'm a spirit medium in training. Nothing strange, she says. I can simply channel the spirits of the dead into my body. Nothing strange, she said. A spirit medium? I'm pretty sure that qualifies as strange. Hey. The day of the crime. Can you tell me about the day of the murder? Yes. That morning, I got a call from my sister. She wanted me to hold on to a piece of evidence for an upcoming trial. Evidence? Yes, that clock shaped like the Thinker. The one Larry made. How could that have been evidence in a case? Right. She said something about that. I remember. Do you want to hear it in her own voice? Hear her own voice? Yeah, I'm pretty sure our conversation is on my cell phone. You recorded it. Yeah, I forgot how to delete those things. Fair enough. So you say you have a conversation with your sister on your cell phone. Let's hear it. Right. Oh. I just remembered the detective took my cell phone. Sorry. Alright. Of course. Next time I see Detective Gumshoe, I'll ask him for it. I'll write you a note so you don't forget. Sure, thanks. Back to the day of the crime. Can you tell me more about the day of the murder? Sorry, I know it must be hard. No, it's okay. All I've been doing the last few hours is talking about it. Kind of gotten used to it. Let's see. That morning, I got a call from my sister. She wanted me to hold evidence for an upcoming trial. The Thinker clock that Larry made. Practically qualifies as serial murderer by now. So then, when did you arrive at the office? Right around 9. The lights were off, and I could smell blood. I'll be real, when she said hear it in her own voice, and that she was gonna do, like, some she speaks through me type stuff. That comes later. Then I found her. My sister. Thanks, Maya. That's all I need to hear for now. So you're an acolyte, a, medium in training? Ayo, Spec, are you a large in training, or are you a fish? I'm sorry. That was foul. The Fae family, especially the women, have always been very sensitive to the spirit world. Wait a second, you said the Fae family? So Mia was into this stuff too. That's all I need to hear for now. Proceeds to ask another question. It was about the day of the murder. That was all I needed to hear for now. Of course. She left the mountain to follow her career, she said. Her powers were first class, too. I had no idea. Wait, what? So you're a real honest-to-goodness spirit medium? With ESP and all that? Yeah, in training. Also, the foul part is that it was on stream. Yeah, just a little. I'm sorry. I'm not that sorry. Well, you can't contact Mia's spirit then? We can just ask her who killed her. I'm sorry. I'm still in training. I couldn't do something on that level. I thought that would be too easy. Something the matter? I was wondering, could I ask you a favor? This is the address of a famous lawyer. My sister gave me this a long time ago. She said if I was ever in trouble, I should call him. Well, I'm in trouble. Do you think you could go ask him to represent me? I'm sorry. I think this is the kind of thing you should really do yourself. You're right. Something wrong? I actually asked the police to contact him, and they tried calling a few times. Nobody could get a hold of him. Couldn't find him? They have no one left to ask. Say, what about your parents? Okay, don't worry, I'll go ask him. I'll be honest, that is one of the few interactions I've never seen of just like, what if you just be like, nah? Is he like, I'll represent you? Or is it like some roundabout reason for you to still go see him? That answers that question. You will? Thank you so much. I'm just worried what will happen if I can't find him. He told me that if I don't find one, the state will pick an attorney to defend me. When will that happen? They're giving me until 4 this afternoon. Visiting hours are almost up. Yeah, you know, I know how this trial, like, to certain degrees go. I don't know, like, all of the correct answers off the top of my head, but I know it's like, go talk to dude. Hey, I'm not gonna take this case. She's clearly guilty or some shit. You still end up having to represent her. Bada bing, bada boom. So I wasn't sure if we would just skip to that part, or if there's, like, important evidence you get in between here and there. To the Grossberg Law Offices. September 6th, Grossberg Law Offices. According to the receptionist, the big boss is out. Couldn't say when he'd be back. Must be hard to keep track of everything when you're a famous lawyer. Not to mention run an office like this. Ooh, my power just flickered. Oh no. Oh no. We good? I think we good. Painting has been bugging me ever since I stepped in here. The old paint is so thick it's practically giving me a stuffed nose. Sure, the price is nothing to sneeze at either, for that matter. Table for clients. An elegant ebony case. If I'm not mistaken, that lighter is made out of solid gold. Even I can tell someone here's got money to burn. Yeah, it has not died yet. So that's good. Solid mahogany desk. Wood's been polished to a deep luster. Expensive-looking mahogany bookshelves filled with expensive-looking books. Funny, they don't look like they've ever been read. Did you know that that's something you can actually do? Is like, there are sites you can go on to like order books en masse just to like fill bookshelves. You get a bunch of books for pretty cheap. The expensive potted plant. No idea what kind of plant, but it's probably the most expensive one available. If this office is anything else to go off of. I mean, they're books that can be read. It's not just like decorative. It's just you essentially go, hey, I'm looking to fill out bookshelves. This is the core of the room. I'm looking for books with covers that are like earthy tones, and they'll send you ones that are brown and green and shit like that. Oh no, I agree. It's lame as fuck, but like... September 6th, Vanco Law Offices. Offices filled with police officers. They're all busy searching for clues. Hey, you there! This is a crime scene, pal. No trespassing. Oh, sorry. Don't I know you from somewhere? Wait, you're that Butts guy, aren't you? No. Phoenix Wright. How could anyone mistake me for Larry? Guess I got the wrong name, Mr. Wright. Sorry about that. That Butts guy, he was a killer, and you're no killer, right? He was proven innocent! Right, and you were... Detective Gumshoe. Gumshoe, wasn't it? Dick Gumshoe? Right, at your service. Hang on, that's Detective Gumshoe to you, pal. Anyway, get the names right. Don't go calling me Dick. Hey, Dick, get over here. Yes, sir. Be right there. The lace ship continues. The what? Would you like to explain that one? You're her lawyer, right, pal? You got business here, you'd better do it quick. Thinks I'm May's lawyer. Larry Ace Mar- Oh. Borderline strict to pal. His desk, perfectly clean as always. Thing missing is Mia. Sky is blue, and so am I. There's that hotel right across the way. Horrendous amount of legal books here. Scary still is that Mia probably read all of them. Old movie poster. Apparently, this was the first movie that made Mia cry when she saw it. Have to check it out one of these days. I believe that is everything. Yeah. So you know his name is Phoenix, right? Phoenix Wright, right? Not Ace? Mia! About Miss Faye. Did you do an autopsy? You want to know the results, eh? Don't look at me like that, pal. It's no use. She might have been your boss, but that doesn't mean you get any special treatment. Alright, you can see the report, but that's all. Love force trauma. Death was instantaneous. I'm a little dumb. Oh, you're not that dumb. You know it as the Ace Attorney Trilogy. It makes sense that your brain would go, Ace Attorney, Ace. Ah. About Maya. Yeah, I'm looking forward to the trial. Sorry, pal, but this is one trial you aren't gonna win. Why do you say that? City's put Prosecutor Edgeworth on the prosecution. Edgeworth. Sure you know what that means, you being a lawyer and all. Prosecutor Edgeworth. That's right, pal. Miles Edgeworth himself. You know him, don't you? Of course I do. I know him. He's a feared prosecutor. Doesn't feel pain, doesn't feel remorse. Won't stop until he gets his guilty verdict. Don't talk about him that way. You make him barely sound human. I knew, I just forgot and then assumed. Ah, you're not an idiot. Still, I'm afraid this pretty much decides the case. Edgeworth is on this one. Hasn't lost a case since he became a prosecutor at the incredibly young age of 20. Of course, there are rumors of back alley deals, forged evidence. All I know for sure is that Edgeworth hates crime with a passion. An almost abnormal passion. Never imagined I'd be facing him so soon. I was wondering, did you see Faye's cell phone? Oh, that? I have it. Do you think you can give it back? Sure, I mean, wait a second, pal. Tricky lawyer? Ah, he's on to me. Tell him straight. Tell him why I want it. There's no way he'll give it to me. Something the matter? Oh no, it's just, you know, detective. Nope, I know nothing. That cell phone has a lot of numbers on it. Like her boyfriend's. Cell phone holds a lot of girls. A lot? Yeah. All a little girl's sweetest and spiciest secrets. Thank you, Phoenix. You're trying to confuse me. Sorry, pal. I already checked all the numbers in the memory. Impressive, you're quite the detective. Here, you can have the phone back. There weren't any suspicious call records in there after all. Seems you didn't notice the recorded conversation. Check the court record to hear the recorded conversation. Guess I've asked all the questions I need to. You all done, pal? Yeah, thank you. I'll be headed out now. Wait, one more thing I wanted to mention to you. I don't suppose you're planning on talking to that witness. Anyway, you'd better not. No influencing the witness with your lawyerly ways, pal. Come to think of it, I'd completely forgotten about her. The witness? Yeah, Miss April May. Sorry about this. If I was a detective, I feel like I would be similar to Gumshoe, and I don't know how I feel about it. Dude, Gumshoe is great. He's a little dumb, but he's great. 90% of characters in this game are kind of just dumb, though. But I can't tell you anything about her. Well, you just told me her name, Miss May, huh? So you've sent her home already, then? Ah, you're trying your lawyerly tricks on me now. She's not to go outside her room until the trial. So she's still in the hotel. Guess I should know better than to try to get a detective to leak information. Got that right, pal. Time to pay a visit to Miss April May. Yeah. So this is the thing we saw at the beginning. We've already read through this. Hello there. Hi. Smooth, right? Real smooth. You're the lawyer, aren't you? The detective told me. He said, don't say nothing to that lawyer, pal. Remember to self. Thank Gumshoe for making my job harder. This is all like something out of a movie. It's all so exciting I can hardly contain myself. Let me go freshen up so I can look the part of the beautiful eyewitness. I pity the lawyer that has to cross-examine this one. Flowers are fake, as expected. I know sunflowers are tulips. That's the extent of my floral knowledge. Brother, these are roses. Brother. Steel scene painting. Should that be still life? Whatever. One of those is hanging on the wall. The late summer sunlight streams through the window. It's Fainco Lofts building, of course. You can see inside the room pretty clearly from here. I think it would be a little difficult to recognize a face from this distance, though. Bottle and 2 glasses are on the table. Somebody must be staying with her. Simple bed. Been recently made, nothing eye-catching here. And the clear and obvious piece of evidence. Screwdriver. Too bad that lawyer is you. Correct. Screwdriver stuck in this drawer. Wonder what's inside. Let's take a look. Hey! What are you doing? No touching. Oh. You really shouldn't pry around in other people's rooms. I don't like the face she made there, by the way. Feel the need to comment on that. Really shouldn't be prying around in other people's rooms now. You wouldn't want to make me upset, would you? Upset? I thought she was going to explode for a second. Wonder what could be inside the drawer. What you witnessed? You think you could tell me something? I need you to describe what you observed at the time of the incident. Observe? Incident? You sound just like a lawyer in the movies. I like a man with a big vocabulary. I think there's one of these witnesses in just about every game. One of which led to the, what was it? Yes, the Clussy memes. Better not encourage her. You know, that thing that occurred, happened the other day? The bad thing? What'd you see when it happened? Don't suppose you can tell me about it. Please? Let me see, well, dream on. If you want to know, you'll have to come to court tomorrow. Oh, boy. Could you... Just exactly who are you? Are you hitting on me? No. Hey, I'm just doing my job. You're cute when you blush. Believe me, this is the first time in my life I've blushed this much. Right. Can you just tell me what it is you do? Well, no. You had your little hopes up, didn't you? This this room. There are 2 glasses on the table. Is someone staying here with you? Oh, what an amazing power of observation. This is one of those famous detectives, like on television. No, not me. I'm just a lawyer. Say, Mr. Big Detective, why don't you go look for clues in the garbage? Miss May doesn't like nosy little lawyers. I assume I don't have anything to present her with. So... let's try to go back to the detention center, I think. Hey, what is it? Did you meet the lawyer? Sorry. Haven't seen him yet. I see. Better go see if I can find this elite lawyer she's talking about. Hey, you got your cell phone back. Can I listen to my sister's voice? Maya's eyes closed. She listened to every word with such intensity. Before long, tears began to roll down her cheeks. Thank you. What about your family? I only had my sister. My father died when I was very young, and I don't know where my mother is. Could she still be alive? The women in my family have been mediums for generations. They say a lot of spiritual power runs through our blood. About 15 years ago, our family was involved in an incident. There was a man, he ruined our mother's life. After that, she disappeared. Several years after that, my sister announced she would become a lawyer, and she left them out. So you live by yourself? Yeah, I've gotten used to it. Also, I had to become independent, or I would lose my powers. Feel bad for her, all by herself up on that mountain. So who is this man who ruined your mother? 15 years ago, there was an unusual murder case. It made quite a stir. Everyone was talking about it, apparently. Police were running out of leads and were getting desperate. They didn't use a spirit medium, did they? Police convinced my mother to try to contact the victim. So what happened? The case was solved, we thought. The man my mother helped the police capture was innocent. The police's consultation with the medium had all been carried out in secret, of course, but the man found out about it and leaked it to the press. Told all the papers that my mother was a fraud, and that the media jumped on it big time. She, my mother, became the laughingstock of the nation. I see. White. Excuse me? That was his name. My sister told me. White? Interesting. Don't have anything else to show you here. Yeah. Back to the Grossberg offices. Still, he's out. Ahem. That wasn't the most over-the-top clearing of the throat I've ever heard. Ah, so you're the one they say has been looking for me. Yes, that's me. He looks even grander than I imagined. That badge on your collar. So you're a lawyer, are you now? Yes, well, yeah. So what do you want? I'm not particularly busy these days. Please proceed. Not busy? Then how come no one can get in touch with you? Yeah, that's the thing. He's avoiding being busy. Something the matter? You came to see the one and only Marvin Grossberg, did you not? Well, here I am, boy. What do you want? Out with it. Well, sir, actually it's about Maya Fey. Ah, yes. Maya Fey. Go on. He was eating, probably. Taken from a fellow big back. Bro out here like big back snack attack. Why the strange reaction? Cha-cha. Really quite busy here, son. Can't go taking cases on a day's notice. No, it's quite impossible. Wait a second. How did you know the trial was tomorrow? Uh, um, Anyway, I'm afraid it's entirely impossible for me to represent her. Sorry, end of discussion. What's going on? He refused me before I even got the chance to ask. What do I tell Maya? That's quite a painting. Ah, you noticed. It's my pride and joy. Impressive, isn't it? Well, isn't it? The color of the sky, the hue of the sea, the weave of the straw hat. It's worth at least 3 million. I have no intention of parting with it, of course. No, I won't sell it, not even to you. I wasn't interested. It's not for sale. I'm not buying. How did you know, Mia? She worked here a long time ago. Quite the apprentice, that one. Learned my techniques in the blink of an eye. She left one day, quite suddenly. She had a mission, you see. A mission? You could see it in her eyes. She followed it with a burning passion. Never looked back, that one. Kinda love his fit, though. Tiny glasses, glorious stash, with hair to match. Brown suit jacket, gold tie, and a pin in the jacket. I assume you mean pen. Hey, don't forget his bejeweled tie clip. How can you refuse like that? Please, tell me why you won't take the case. Well, you see, it's just, I'm busy. The client is Mia Fey's sister. Ahem. Mia trusted you. She knew her sister would be in good hands. Yes, of course, I know that. However, I'm sorry, but I must refuse. Sorry. Goodbye. Creep. Fine. I don't have time to argue with you anyways. I'll go look elsewhere. I think not. Did you say something? I think not, I said. What do you mean? I'm terribly, terribly sorry. But I'm afraid that no lawyer worth their salt will take on this particular case. Terribly sorry, my boy. Why? I cannot say. I beg your pardon, but could you leave now? I've got nothing more to discuss with you. I love the music in his office, though. I want to see more. You get to see more of this man. Did you know that in, I believe, one line of dialogue, he brings up hemorrhoids? Enjoy that fact. September 6th, 3:42 p.m., Detention Center Visitors Room. Hey, oh, you're back. Did you find the lawyer? That's fantastic. That is not the word I would use. What do I tell her? See, I really don't think you should use that guy. He didn't seem healthy. All skin and bones. Yeah, Phoenix. The fattest motherfucker in this game. Skin and bones. What really happened? You don't mean he refused to help. I see. I've been abandoned then. Just a little longer now before the stain-appointed lawyer comes in, I guess. 4 p.m. Time's up. What should I do? Do I just leave her and go home? I, for one, can practically see his skeleton. How? What powers of observation do you have? I've made up my mind. I'm going to defend you whether you want me to or not. Why? Why? Well, I don't know why. To be honest, I don't know. You don't know? This girl sitting in front of me really the killer? All the evidence seems to say yes, but there's something about this whole thing that seems fishy. That witness's strange behavior, was that all an act? The way that lawyer refused to help. X-ray vision. How the fuck do you have that power? How do I get it? But more than all that, she has no one left to help her. Nothing is more sad or more lonely than that. I know I've been there. I know. Ellipsis. I've been there. A long, long time ago. Why did I become a lawyer in the first place? Because someone has to look out for the people who have no one on their side. There's one thing I know for certain. I won't abandon you. You can count on me. That's two things. Two separate things. That's so kind. Well, that's a deep, wet subject. Let's fight this one and get you out of here. It's interesting that that's your question, not how does that help you see the cartoon man on your computer screen. You know, the thought crossed my mind, but I didn't care to pursue the line of questioning. Right, thank you. She smiled at last. Looks like an entirely different person. One last question. You are innocent, right? Yes. And I trust you. So you trust me too, okay? Yeah, it's not like we just got this ass reaming from your sister, literally last trial. So what's next? There's something that's been bugging me. So what was inside that strange woman's drawer? I don't think you want to ask questions that I don't think you're prepared for the answers, Phoenix. It was when I tried to look into the drawer that she got all defensive. There has to be something in there. Is that Anonymous? The Synonymous? Yes, sir. Good afternoon, sir. Excuse me, you are... Ah, I beg your pardon, sir. I'm the bellboy of this establishment, at your service. Ah, right. You've just come up to I've just come up to deliver room service. Do you know where Miss May might be? I believe our guest, Miss May, is currently using the facilities. If you have no need of anything, I'll be taking my leave. Please stay as long as you like. Enjoy. Yeah. No, hey. Why does it seem like every time I come here, I end up embarrassing myself? Power has flickered once or twice, but not enough to, like, knock out my internet and stream any of that stuff. It actually looks like it's calmed down a lot. But it's been doing this thing for the past little bit where it fucking bottoms out, fucking absolutely pissing down rain, and then just stops for 5-10 minutes, and then starts back up for 5-10 minutes, and just does that on repeat. Wait, now's my chance to snoop around. I almost forgot. You came back quick. Might I ask you to inform Miss May that there's a message for her? Please tell her that Mr. White of Blue Corp has phoned. Ah, right, sure. Mr. White of Blue Corp? Where have I heard that name? White. That was his name. My sister told me. White was the name of the guy who ruined Mia and Maya's mother. Could it be a coincidence? Snoop! There's a screwdriver sticking out of the top half-open drawer. Now's my chance to see what's inside. What do we have here? A wiretap? What would a woman like her be doing with a thing like this? Definitely something suspicious about this Miss May. How would she have something like this in her hotel room? There's a story behind all this, and I know it. Alright, I'll be using this bit of evidence at tomorrow's trial, that's for sure. For Maya's sake. I'll get to the bottom... Phrasing is important, Phoenix. Oh, Bellboy, still here? Time to scram. Forward to tangoing with you tomorrow, Miss May. In court. To be continued. Save your progress? Yes. Day 2. Trial. September 7th, 10 a.m. District Court, courtroom number 1. Court is now in session for the trial of Miss Maya Fey. Prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Miles Edgeworth. Better not show any signs of weakness today, or he'll be on me in an instant. Mr. Edgeworth, please give the court your opening statement. Apologies, I'm responding to a text. Okay. I'm also going to turn off my light real quick. Back in a moment. It is now bright enough outside for me to not have to have my overhead light on, so I'm not going to. Thank you, Your Honor. The defendant, Miss Maya Fey, was at the scene of the crime. The prosecution has evidence she committed this murder, and we have a witness who saw her do it. The prosecution sees no reason to doubt the facts of this case, Your Honor. I see. Thank you, Mr. Edgeworth. Let's begin, then. We may call our first witness, Your Honor. The prosecution calls the chief officer at the scene, Detective Gumshoe. I added too much lemon to my water. Witness, please state your name and profession to the court. Sir, my name's Dick Gumshoe, sir. I'm the detective in charge of homicides down at the precinct, sir. Detective Gumshoe, please describe for us the details of this murder. Very well, sir. Let me use this floor map of the office to explain. The body was found by this window here. I think it was a little more central, but okay. The cause of death? Loss of blood due to being struck by a blunt object, sir. The murder weapon was a statue of the Thinker found next to the body, sir. It was heavy enough to be a deadly weapon, even in a girl's hands, sir. The court accepts the statue as evidence. Is still calling it a statue. I mean, more aptly, this one is a statue as the clockwork has been removed, as we know. So, I think this time calling it a statue is fine. Now, detective. Yes, sir. You immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey, who was found at the scene, correct? Can you tell me why? Yes, sir. I had hard evidence she did it, sir. Detective Gumshoe, please testify to the court about this hard evidence. So, I will ask you guys, before I proceed with this testimony, the first time we pressed every statement, regardless of if we knew which one was the correct contradiction. Would you like me to continue doing that to see everything that they have to offer, or only press in situations that I feel it is necessary? While you guys take a moment to answer, I will be going ahead and reading through this testimony. Thank you all. Maya Fey's arrest. As soon as the phone call came in, I rushed to the scene. There were 2 people already there. The defendant, Miss Maya Fey, and the lawyer, Mr. Phoenix Wright. I immediately arrested Miss Maya Fey. Why? We had a witness account describing her. The witness saw Miss Maya Fey at the very moment of the murder. The question was, would you like me to continue pressing every statement, or only when I feel it is necessary? Like, if the contradiction is what I feel to be glaringly obvious, do you want me to present the evidence there and just call it done, or do you want me to press each statement individually to see what they have to say? Anyways, it was a setup. That is, in fact, what every trial in this fucking game is. Someone set something up. We find the evidence. We win. I'm trying to pop my back. Oh. Oh. The very moment, you say. Well, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Cross-examine what? I couldn't see a single contradiction in the testimony. Whoosh. Smack. May I just threw something at me? What's this? When my sister couldn't find any contradiction to a witness's testimony, she would bluff it and press the witness on every detail. Fly by the seat of your pants. Fair enough. The witness always slips up and says something wrong. It worked a lot of times. I should have expected Maya would know some of her sister's tricks. Alright, let's give this a try. Something the matter? No, Your Honor. I'd like to begin my cross-examination. Rush to the scene. Who did you say you got a call from? Hey, pal, don't play dumb. You know who. The call was from a customer at the Gatewater Hotel right across from the street. Press, not sure it did much. Please continue. 2 people already there. Detective Gumshoe, how long would you say it took between you receiving the call and your arrival at the scene of the crime? About 3 minutes. It's pretty fast. Our motto this month is quick response. It's how I got there before the killer got away. Indeed. So tell us who the 2 people you found on the scene were. Are you absolutely sure it was us? Listen, pal, your dumb act can only get you so far. With her funky hippie clothes and your spiky hair, you 2 stand out like suspicious people at a crime scene. He does have a point about her. He is pretty unmistakable. I should pick my points to press with a little more care. Immediately arrested, Miss Mayfair. Bro, ads are like cancer when watching someone play this game. I am so sorry. Why is that? What was your reason? We had a witness account describing her. Just 1 second, yeah? If I heard correctly, you said you arrested her because you had hard evidence she did it, correct? Huh? Did I say that? Me? I heard you say it. You did say it. You said it. Exactly what about the suspicious woman in Pink's claim was hard evidence? What? Miss May isn't suspicious. She sure isn't Pink. Well, I guess she isn't Pink. That's enough, Detective Gumshoe. Do you have any more solid proof other than her claims, Detective? Guess pressing does have its advantages. Amazon is advertising an automatic litter box. I am so sorry. Hey, it's better than me yesterday. I was watching my buddy's stream and got 5 TurboTax ads in a row. They were the same ad. Yes. Sorry, I got the order of things mixed up in my testimony, Your Honor. There's something I should have told you about first, Your Honor. Very well, Detective. Let's hear your testimony again. Hard evidence. After securing the suspect, I examined the scene of the crime with my own eyes. I found a memo written on a piece of paper next to the victim's body. On it, the word Mayo was written clearly in blood. Lab test results showed that the blood was the victim's. So there was blood found on the victim's finger. Before she died, the victim wrote the killer's name. How do you like that? That's my hard evidence. Before we begin cross-examination, I have a question for you, Detective. Your Honor, why didn't you testify about this vital piece of evidence the first time? I know. I'm really embarrassed I forgot about it, Your Honor. Try to be more careful. Very well, the defense may begin its cross-examination. After securing the suspect, found a memo. On it, the word mayo was written clearly in blood. Lab test results showed that the blood was the victim's. Blood found on the victim's finger. Before she died, she wrote the killer's name. However, the autopsy report says death was instantaneous. Therefore, he couldn't have time to write the memo. Objection! Detective Gumshoe, there's one thing I want you to clarify for me. You say that the victim, Mia Fey, wrote this note. She was accusing the defendant, Mia Fey. Is that what you were saying? This isn't one of those lawyer tricks now, is it? Of course she wrote it. Who else could have? You have it backwards, Detective. Backwards? The victim is the only person who could not have written it. This is the report from your department, Detective. Immediate death due to a blow from a blunt object. She died immediately. But no butting your way out of this one, Detective. Order. The defense has a point. Someone who died immediately wouldn't have had the time to write anything down. Mr. Wright, I beg your pardon, but when exactly did you obtain that autopsy report? When? The day after the murder. It was the day after the murder. Prosecution's point being that autopsy report is outdated, Your Honor. A second autopsy was performed yesterday at my request. Death was almost immediate due to a blow from a blunt object. There is a possibility the victim lived for several minutes after the blow. I received these results this morning. Your Honor, it's quite easy to imagine that the victim did have the time to write Maya. That is all. I see. Damn you, Edgeworth. I should have known you'd have something up your sleeve. Why, Mr. Wright? You look shocked. Something you want to say? You're a sham, Edgeworth. I've heard there's nothing you won't do to get your verdict. What reason could you possibly have had to request a second autopsy report? The defense will refrain from personal attacks on the prosecution. No matter, Your Honor. Mr. Wright, say what you will, the evidence in this report is undeniable. Your Honor, I submit this report to the court. The court accepts the evidence. Strongly suggests the victim was identifying the killer. Suppose that is the obvious conclusion. This isn't good. Prosecution would like to call its next witness. This poor innocent girl saw the murder with her own eyes. Let the witness, Miss April May, take the stand. Exactly what part of her is innocent? Witness, your name, please. April May, at your service. Order. An introduction should not require any reaction from the crowd. Witness will refrain from wanton winking. Yes, Your Honor. This is not good. She's already captured the heart of every man in this courtroom. Tell us where you were on the night of September 5th when the murder occurred. Gee, I was like in my hotel room. Checked in right after lunch. This hotel is directly across from Fanco Law offices. That's right. Please testify to the court about what you saw. She has, and I am one of them. Spec, no! You were supposed to destroy them, not join them. Witness's account. It was like 9 at night. I looked out the window, and then I saw a woman with long hair being attacked. The one attacking her was a mousy girl. Was the mousy girl sitting in the defendant's chair. Saying "big boy" in court, unironically, is beyond cringe. Still would though. Thank you, Spec, for the hottest of takes. Wait till we get to the clown. Then the woman dodged to one side and ran away. That girl, she caught up to her and she hit her. And the woman with the long hair kind of slumped. That's all I saw. Well, Your Honor, I see it is remarkably solid testimony. I don't see a need to trouble the witness any. Wait, Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Wright? What about my cross-examination? I thought the witness's testimony just now was quite firm, didn't you? Mr. Wright, I understand you were Miss Mia Fey's understudy, were you not? You must know her techniques well, her cowardly way of finding tiny faults in perfectly good testimonies. Hey, how dare you? Well, Mr. Wright, will you cross-examine the witness? Yes! I'll gladly proceed with the cross-examination, only because I have a feeling Edgeworth doesn't want me to. She has to have some weakness. Honk honk, boobs. Thank you, Anonymous. My chat is going wild. 9. When I looked out the window. Why would you do that? Why? Like, why what? Why'd you look out the window? Were you expecting to see something? Well, gee. That's it. Sorta, you know? Had a feeling. You said wait for the clown. I did. Because that is the meme. Is it a meme at this point? I don't know. Just the fucking... I don't... Which game is that from? I can't remember. I think it's the second or third. I have a feeling she's trying to avoid the question. Maybe I should press a little harder. Don't think it's important. Go too deep, it might not come back out alive. I'll back off for now. You looked out the window. What did you see next? Woman with long hair being attacked. Normally, I wouldn't a clown. I'm willing to make an exception in that character's case. Brother, we aren't even there yet. Hold your horses. Slender. Some people might say pretty, if that's your thing. Your thing? The person attacking her? How do you know she was the defendant? Well, you know. She had a girlish physique. Women know these things. Look, I just know, okay? That is not evidence. There's only one person at the scene of the crime with a short, girlish figure. Testimony is bulletproof, Your Honor. That testimony stinks. I didn't think that's what this was going to do. Shit. Miss May, I'm willing to bet that you're lying. Are you telling the truth? Did you really see the defendant? That face. That was the face she did earlier that I was like, okay. What's the meaning of this? Okay, if you had really witnessed my client Maya Fey, you would have noticed her clothes before noticing her physique. No one wears clothes like this on a daily basis except for her. And I'm no expert on fashion, but her hairdo is far from normal to me. However, the witness's testimony mentions neither of these things. The testimony is bogus. But still, we don't know if she was dressed that way the night of the murder. We do. She was, Your Honor. I saw her. So did Detective Gumshoe. What do you say to that, Miss May? What are you trying to... This face... Just the unhinged twitching. Just unsettling. What are you trying to say? I saw what I saw. I just didn't think all the trifling little details were necessary. Miss May, the court would like to remind you to please omit nothing in your testimony. I'm sorry, Your Honor. Your testimony again, if you would. Almost had her. New testimony, witness's account. Thank you, Spec. I did see everything, I did. The victim, the woman dodged the first attack, ran to the right, and the girl in the hippie clothes ran after her. She hit her with the weapon. I saw it, I did. That clock, the kind of statue-y clock, the thinker, I think. Does that accuracy of my report not startle you? Well, how the fuck would you know it's a clock? Wish you would have been so detailed from the beginning. Please begin the cross-examination. See everything. You saw me then too? Of course. I'd remember that spiky hair anywhere. What is the refrain from personal attacks on the defense attorney? Very well, continue. Victim, the woman, dodged the first attack and ran to the right. Is that right as in your right, as you looked from the hotel? Which hand do I hold my knife in again? Right, it was my right hand, right. Satisfied, Mr. Wright? Please continue. They really like that bit, and it gets old really quickly. And the girl in the hippie clothes ran after her. Convenient for you to remember her hippie clothes. But that's what she was wearing. And her hair was all done up like a bun. What happened then? Hit her with that weapon. Saw it. It did. Where did this weapon come from? She picked it up from the desk. What sort of weapon was it? That clock. This kind of statue-y clock. The thinker, I think. Clock. Didn't this come up in another testimony recently? Don't look so sour, you can't win them all. Miss May, what you said just now was quite revealing. Revealing? You said that the statue of the thinker was a clock, but there's no way of knowing that just by looking at it. Another person, in much the same position as you, recently called this a clock too. He was found guilty of murder. Order. Miss May, can you explain how you know this was a clock? The witness saw the murder with her own eyes. That's all that's important here. The defense is trying to confuse the issue with trivial concerns. Yes, of course. We'll withdraw your question, Mr. Wright. No! But questions are all I have, Your Honor. And as you may recall, I've caught murderers with these questions before. Objection sustained. You may continue to question the witness. That was close. If you stop me there, the trial would be over. So what happens now? What happens now is you answer my question. How did you know it was a clock? That's because I heard it? Yes, I heard it say the time. So you've been to the Fay & Co. law offices. No, I didn't say that. Why would I go there? I heard it from my hotel room. Offices of A & Co. where the murder took place is very close to the hotel. Yeah, the point of cross-reference or cross-examining a witness is to question them with the information you have, be it from other testimonies or profiles or different pieces of evidence. That is what it does in this game. So, like, every time the judge is like, how dare you do this thing that you're supposed to do? I'm just over here like, because that's how the game works. She could easily have heard the clock. Well, Mr. Wright, are you satisfied? No, I'm not. The internals have been removed. She couldn't have heard it. Yeah, because that's what I meant by that. Yes. Amateurs, listen to me, Mr. Wright. In the courtroom, proof is everything. Without it, you have nothing, and you are nothing. I would like to propose a test if she really could have heard. The prosecution denies your request. On what grounds? This is a trivial matter with no direct bearing on the case at hand. Indeed, objection sustained. It could not have rung. Members of the court, it is inconceivable that the clock in question rang. It's empty. That clock is missing its clockwork. How could you possibly? Just take a look right now. See anything interesting, Your Honor? As the defense says, this clock is missing its clockwork. It's quite empty. But how do you know it was missing the night of the murder? Because we have a phone call! Rah! That's how I assume this is going to go. Because this is how it always goes. Would you care to explain to the court the meaning of this? It's as you can see, the clock was empty. It couldn't have rung. Therefore, this witness is a big, fat liar. Fat? Oh, yes, because that's the problem with that statement. Well, Miss May? Quite a show you've put on for us, Mr. Wright. He knew the clock was empty. He knew. I'm afraid you've forgotten one thing, however. Indeed, the clock is empty. As you say, it cannot ring. However, we must ask, when was the clockwork removed? If it was after the witness heard the clock, then there is no such contradiction. And I called it. Spec. Spec. No. Get help. The clock might have been emptied after she heard it. That's exactly what happened, Your Honor. Well, Mr. Wright, can you prove when the clockwork was removed? Impossible, of course. I have proof? What? Wasn't it you who told me proof is everything? Well, I was listening. And now I'll show you the proof you like so much. The evidence that proves when the clockwork was removed was the phone conversation. Take a look at this. It's a very cute cell phone. You have a girly phone. Wait, this isn't my phone. Listen. This is the defendant's cell phone, and it contains a recording. A recording of a conversation she had with the victim on the day of the murder. I'll pay more attention next time we get a... The defendant's cell phone? This wasn't brought to my attention. Perhaps Detective Gumshoe overlooked it. That good detective better remember he's up for evaluation too. Oh no. Spag! Spag, no! Gotta say, I'm starting to feel bad for the big fella. Let's hear the conversation. So you just want me to hold on to the thinker for you then? If you could, I should tell you the clock isn't talking right now. It's not working, that's lame. Had to take the clockwork out. I'm sorry. September 5th, 9:27 a.m. So I love that it skips the important segment so you don't progress too quickly. That being, the lady, Miss Mia Fey, put something inside of the statue for Maya to come collect. It skips that because the logical question would then be, well, where did the thing that was in the statue go? Which then points to, that means someone else knew of the recording. Also, I love the fact that Maya has no motive for this murder, and they never touch that fact. At least, I don't think they do, because they should have touched it by now. Your Honor, I think this makes it clear. The clockwork was already gone by the time it was recorded, which was well before the witness even arrived at her hotel. Well, Miss May, would you care to explain this to the court? Just how did you know that weapon was a clock? Well, isn't it obvious? I saw the clock before. What store was it again? Go to so many. I forgot. So the witness has seen it before. That would make sense. Does the defense have any objections? Yes. We know that it was made by one Larry Butts. The witness claims she has seen it before, but this directly contradicts a piece of evidence already submitted to this court. Let's see it. Produce this evidence. Made by Larry Butts. It's simple. This clock was never in any store. A friend of mine made that clock. Only two exist in the world. And the one that isn't here is in police custody. Everything is sold in stores. Wrong. Miss May, I think it's high time you went shopping for a better excuse. Oh, excuses not on sale today. Speen. What's it to you, porcupine head? That stupid clock doesn't matter. She did it, and she should die for it. Wild accusation. Whoa, let's not get ahead of ourselves. This is a court of law, and the witness will remain calm. Did I, lose it? Yes, you did. Scary. Miss May, let me ask. How did you know the weapon was a clock? Why does this look like a face from JoJo's? Just... Oh dear. Does the defense have an opinion on this behavior? This is it. Yes, Your Honor. Allow me to explain how I see the truth of the matter. Miss April May, you knew the weapon was a clock because you had heard about it. The witness had never held the clock in her hands. However, she had heard that it was a clock. She heard? That is correct, Your Honor. There is no other way she could have known the thinker was a clock. And I can show you the proof. This is interesting. Let's see it then. Show me evidence proving the witness had heard the murder weapon was a clock. Wiretap. Have a look at this. I found this in Miss May's room. Please explain to the court what this is. Miss April May? You were tapping the victim, Miss Mia Fey's phone, were you not? I'm not entirely sure that it is. Objection overruled. It troubles me that our witness was in possession of a wiretap. was funnier and creepier than the twitching. Which face? The JoJo's face, or like, this is outrageous. Does the defense truly claim that the witness was tapping her phone? Absolutely. Even if that was the case, which is not, you still have to prove one thing. Did the victim ever say that the weapon was a clock? Yes! We literally just presented that. We literally just presented that. Here's my proof. The defendant's cell phone. Again. Listen again. Haven't called in a while. I want you to hold on to something. What is it this time? It's a clock. It's made to look like a statue, the thinker, and it tells you the time. Miss April May. You used a wiretap to listen to this conversation. That's how you knew the thinker was a clock. Am I wrong? Your Honor, this is ridiculous. Your Honor, look at the witness's face. Does she seem amused? The defense demands an answer. This face is fucking wild. Witness, answer the question. Did you tap her phone? Miss May. Shut up, all of you. What gives you the right to talk to me like that? You lawyer. Dude, this is my favorite bit that they do. What gives you the right to talk to me, the witness, like that? You're only the lawyer cross-examining me, asking the questions. Bitch, it is literally my job. It's no fair, all of you ganging up on me like that. I did it. The court's seen the real Miss April May, and she's crying. Now to deal the final blow. Why the wiretap? Answer the question. Do I have to? Yes! Is this a murder trial? Isn't tippity tapping irrelevant? Miss May, you were tapping the victim's phone. I hardly call that irrelevant. Robbed of plot and plot by the Saraviat. I'm sorry for you, Spec. While this court does not condone the defense's tone of voice, he has a point. Well, Miss May, do you have an explanation for the court? Can you prove you had nothing to do with this murder, even though you tapped her phone? You were probably thinking I'd like to see her pull that off, weren't you? Well, you're not the first man who's thought that, and of course I can and will. Can't be serious. Way, I say way. Oh, and I assure you I'm serious. Okay, so the killing happened around 9 at night. That's just when I was getting room service from that sweet bellboy. If you don't drink it quick, the ice melts, and then you have regular cold coffee. Iced coffee. Think I'm making it up? Ask the bellboy. Ergo, the witness was not at the scene at the time of the murder. Then their entire fucking testimony was irrelevant. Does no one see this? I witnessed the entire murder. I was in the window watching. I wasn't actually there. Contempt of court. So where does that leave us? It is my great displeasure to inform you that the witness appears to have been tapping the victim's telephone. However, that is a separate crime with no bearing on the current case. Testimony stands. She saw the defendant, Maya Fey, commit murder. Except, according to what she just fucking said, no, she didn't. There's no way I can win this unless I tie Miss May to the murders somehow. The defense have anything to say? Think of something. Call the bellboy. The defense would like to call the hotel bellboy as a witness. Something suspicious here, and I'm going to get to the bottom of it. I think you've sunken quite low enough already. I object to calling the bellboy. Why? Because I hold that the wiretapping has nothing to do with the killing. However, if you agree to one condition, I consent to calling this witness. Condition: if Miss April May's alibi is not called into question after you examine the bellboy, then you will recognize that Miss April May was not the killer, thus she is innocent. And thereby, you must also accept the verdict of guilty for Miss Maya Fay. This is my condition. Better find something suspicious in that bellboy's testimony, otherwise Maya will be declared guilty on the spot. What should I do? I hate that Bro's just like, it's irrelevant to the murder! Well, clearly, there was a wiretap at the time this conversation took place. And then afterward, sometime between the murder taking place and less than 24 hours later, the wiretap was missing, while supposedly police had cordoned off the entire area during that time. So the only span of time she could have taken it was before the police arrived, but she was in her hotel room. So naturally, it was even before that. So the only time she could have done it was before Phoenix and Maya arrived. So clearly, that would be in line with, roughly, the time of the murder. Or significantly earlier in the day. But the law offices would have been occupied. So when was it removed? Actually, I do believe Mia said she had a meeting that day. But wouldn't Phoenix have been there? He works there. I feel like there's a lot more information we don't have about this case that would have made things a lot easier. Like, we'll accept the condition, but like, understood, I accept your condition. You fell right into my trap, and I don't think I did. What? Very well. The court calls the hotel bellboy to the stand. I believe we're ready for the witness to testify. He certainly looks like a bellboy. Yes, sir. I received your summons in the middle of work. I'm happy to be of service. That T6 looks rather heavy. So without further ado, the witness may begin his testimony. Very good, sir. Miss May's room service. I'm the head bellboy at the fine Grandwater Hotel in business for 4 generations. I believe I received a call after 8 in the evening from our guest Miss May. I mean, he's the head bellboy. He's the one in charge of the bellboys, I assume. She asked for an iced coffee to be brought to her at 9 on the dot. I brought it to her at precisely the requested time, of course. I delivered the iced coffee to our guest, Miss May, herself. I see the defense may begin its cross-examination. I'm ready, I hope. Japanese version of American Psycho. Japanese Psycho. If I can prove Miss May was involved with the murder now, Maya will be finished. Head bellboy. What exactly is it you do at the hotel? Anything required of me. I check in guests, check out guests, clean rooms, make beds, even deliver room service. I checked Miss May in personally. Are you always so prim? Mr. Wright, you will refrain from asking frivolous questions. I believe I received a call after 8 in the evening. You sure it was Miss May on the phone? Absolutely, sir. How can you be so certain? I checked Miss May in personally. Not only did I see her in her stunning radiance, but I also heard her voice. Then I saw them, and Ahem. The point being, I remember her quite well, sir. What then? Asked for an iced coffee to be brought to her at 9 on the dot. 9 on the dot? Yes. I confirmed that detail several times. She was watching a program on TV and wished to drink after she finished. 9. The time of the murder. Brought it to her at precisely the requested time, of course. Precisely 9, then. Precisely. Exactly and most definitely 9 p.m. How can you be so sure? Miss May was quite insistent that I be brought then. Iced coffee at exactly 9, something like that. Or I knocked on her door at the crack of 9. Why would she be so particular about the time? I delivered the iced coffee to our guest, Miss May herself. You sure it was Miss April May, then? Absolutely, sir. Absolutely? Yes, sir. As in, so very absolutely, sir. Is an endearing mannerism of mine. How come you're very certain? Well, when I brought the room service, sir, she, the guest, sir, paired me with an embracer? Is that French for embrace? It's French for kiss, sir. Not a French kiss, sir. More of a peck on the cheek. How would she have done that? I believe perhaps she was momentarily swayed by my prim demeanor. It was a moment I shall never, ever forget, sir. Interesting. I think her Miss May was up to something and wanted the bellboy to remember her. There's nothing there. Is that it? I can think of glaring issues. Finally, you understand. This bellboy has absolutely no reason to lie. Now, if you have any decency, you will end this rather tedious cross-examination here. It was a bit tedious. Those may leave the stand. The only option is to protest. Wait, please wait. Yes, just defense have something to add. One last question. Let me ask one last question. Your Honor, I must object. This charade of justice has gone on long enough. I don't know, Mr. Edgeworth. Alright, Mr. Wright, I'll give you one more question and that's all. This is it. This is really it. What do I ask him? Check-in, room service, bed making. So this one definitely does not matter. Bed making does not matter. Room service could lead us down a line of questioning that may help, but I believe he's already pretty much covered that with his testimony. I think what's important is check-in, because we saw the 2 glasses of wine, I think it was wine, champagne, something, on her table, which heavily implied that someone was staying with her. So on check-in, it would be, hey, along the lines of, was someone else with her? And if so, where were they? at the time of the murder. I think bed making matters very much so. Does not in this case. Thank you, Spec. Let's go check-in. Tell me about check-in. Tell me about when you checked in, Miss May. Oh, alright. Very well, sir. My first thought was that she was beautiful. Just my type of girl, so it was disappointment, really. I see. Excuse me, what exactly was a disappointment? Well, I'm not without charm, sir, but even I'd had little chance with her lover there. What did you say? Ah, or rather, quite. Bellboy, tell us the truth now. Did Miss May check in with another person? I object. That was objectionable. The perfect defense. I object because object. Objection overruled. The witness will answer the question. Yes, I see. Why did you not mention this in your testimony? Well, sir, you didn't ask. That's the sort of thing you're normally supposed to mention. Yes, quite, indeed. It was, good barrister there, Mr. Edgeworth, who... He asked me not to mention it if I wasn't specifically asked, sir. You fool. And now, immediately, the prosecution should be thrown the fuck out. Like, you've not won yet. Well, you've kind of won. You've made progress. Give me just a moment, guys. Okay. Wife has been messaged. Miss April May checked in to a twin room with a man, correct? Yes, sir. Then when you brought them room service, you didn't see that man in the room? That's right, sir. Your Honor. We have just learned another person involved may have been the murderer. In light of this new fact, I hold that it is impossible to judge the defendant. Wouldn't you agree, Mr. Edgeworth? And who, Mr. Wright, who is this other person? Simple. It was the man with Ms. May. The man who checked in with Miss May. Your Honor, as has been previously revealed, Miss April May was tapping the victim's phone, yet Miss May herself has an alibi at the time of the murder. However, that does not clear the man that was with her. The bellboy saw no one else in the room at the time of the murder. What a convenient little setup, but it's too late. Too late? I suppose you'd like it if it was too late, wouldn't you? After all, it was you who hid the presence of the other man from this court. Upstart amateur. These accusations are ludicrous. No, they're accurate. Enough. The court acknowledges the defense's argument. Expect the prosecution and defense to look into this matter fully. Am I understood? Yes, Your Honor. That's all today for the trial of Miss Fay. Court is adjourned. December 7th, 2:24 p.m. District Court, Defendant Lobby number 1. Mr. Wright, you were amazing in there. Really? I was flying by the seat of my pants. I think I might be your newest fan. I was just doing my job, you know. And again, that other attorney was pretty cool, too. Huh? That face of his, with his eyes wide and trembling lips, sent shivers up my spine. If you say so. So what happens with me? Do I get to go home now? Well, no, I don't think so. Not yet. No, I see. But I got a great lead in today's trial. A lead? That man with Miss May. He's the key. I get it. What happened to Miss May after that anyways? I heard they arrested her. I guess she's learning her charms won't work everywhere. She's probably at the detention center by now. I may have to go down there later. Anyways, this case is far from closed. Yes, sir. I'm going to find out more about this man, I think is what it said. Do you think he was the one who... Maybe so. Sis. Don't worry. I'll find him by tomorrow. I promise. I'm counting on you. As for a full record of April May's testimony, I thought it might come in handy during the trial tomorrow. Now that I have it, I'm not so sure. Most of her testimony was all lies. In fact, there's only one part that hasn't been stricken from the record. The victim dodged an attack, then ran right, but was caught and then struck. I don't know how much good this will do me at all now. Anyway, time to hit the pavement and do some investigating. May doesn't belong in the detention center, and it's up to me to set her free. To be continued. So, right now, I believe this is a good spot to end it. Leave you guys in a little bit of suspense as to what happens next. But I will say, I think that was a wonderful stream back. Let me check something real quick. I will say part of the reason I am ending here is because it looks like the storm outside is picking up again, and odds are our power is going to go out. So, rather just preempt it and call it done here as opposed to having the power go out. Have you guys missed stuff? You know. Um Sadly, does not seem like I have anyone available to raid currently. But regardless, thank you all for coming in. Thank you all for hanging out. Thank you all for hopefully having fun. Thank you, Spec, Anonymous, Nimmy, everyone who came in, even if you just lurked for a little while. I appreciate all of you. I hope you all are enjoying this. Once again, this VOD will be going up on my YouTube. If you would like to head on over there and leave comments on what other visual novels you would like to see me play. I went over a short list of them at the start of the stream. And if you've watched to the end of this VOD on the YouTube, thank you for making it this far. But to sign off, all I really have left to say is that I appreciate each and every one of you, each and every day. Thank you all for coming and hanging out, having fun. And I hope you all have a wonderful rest of your morning, afternoon, or evening. Peace out, everybody.